Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates.
2020 has been nothing short of surreal. Everything that we know to be normal is now not so normal. But if there's one thing that we can truly, really immerse ourselves and continue to enjoy, it's music. And today I have with us, and I'm going to refer to my notes when I read your full name, it's Lakshmi Narasimha Vijaya Rajagopala Sheshadri Sharma Rajesh Raman. You almost turned me into a little bit of a rapper when I read your name itself. You also go by the name BlaaZe, right?
That's
And
right.
you're an icon in the industry. You've worked on blockbuster films like Shivaji, Vinay Kandi Varvaya, from Rang De Basanti, and you also rap in Chinese and Sanskrit. You've just dropped a recent track called One World. It's also been tweeted by your mentor A.R. Rahman. And you call it the world anthem. Run me through the process a little bit, because you're talking a lot also about healing and a little bit of reflection, reaching out to people.
I feel that ever since the lockdown began, firstly, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's truly a blessing to be here. One World, it started off with my brother Kumran Shivamani. He sent me a little scratch track. And he said, okay, this is a groove. I've got a bunch of these grooves. What are you doing? And this is during the lockdown when it just started. And I said, man, let's collaborate. Let's do something. Send me a groove. And he sent me this groove. And it just felt so positive, and it felt like it needed these words on it, which everywhere you look, everybody around, there was either issues with education because schools were starting online. But I'm thinking about when I see my children studying online on laptops, what about the kids who don't have laptops? It's game over for them. You know, at the same time, we had the police brutality stuff happening, especially down here in Thoothukudi. And you're thinking, man, if I can't go to you, who do I go to? And then at the same time, we got the Chinese guys who are coming in and doing a lot of damage. When actually the message that they should be preaching is love, you know? It's like, this is a time when we all need to be together and not try to get our own little agendas out there. So many things going on, driving you crazy literally every day, turning on NDTV and seeing it and going, oh man, here's another new one for today. That it's a job of a rapper, an artist, a lyricist to bring all this out. And for me, it's always been about bringing it out in a positive way. So the only positive spin I could think about is if in the subtext you've got all these crazy things going on, wouldn't it be great for someone to just tell the world that, hey, we need to learn to give, we need to learn to heal, and we need to do it together, you know? And the more you say it, the more it comes out of your system, and it's like self-therapy. Rap is self-therapy. So that's how the idea started. He started working on the music once I sent him my verses and put in the chorus. And it turned out into such a beautiful song that we said, hey, this can't be like, I've been doing lockdown jams videos on my YouTube channel at BlaaZe. I've been doing lockdown jams video number 49 since the lockdown. And it came to number 50 with this song. And I said, man, this song, I can't go back on my terrace and hold the phone and do a video. So I got in touch with this director called Seher Bedi, who was a dear friend of mine from MTV 20 years ago. And she just heard the song and she said, I would love to make a video for you. And to me, those are blessings. You know, when you do something genuinely and sincerely, they say the universe comes together to make it happen. That's why you're talking to me right now, you know, because the universe said, yo.
I have to ask you at this point that what has the lockdown been like for musicians? I mean, especially in the hip hop world, and you've been in it for decades now. You know, are musicians feeling more isolated? What's going on?
I think honestly, a lot of musicians, especially the musicians who played at events, who played at weddings, who played at things like that, they are struggling. They are suffering. It's like your livelihood has been taken from you just like that. Within 4 hours, it's like, it's gone. And you thought it's maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe things will turn around. It's not, it's months. So how do they survive? They don't. You know, it's tough. And it's like, you have to understand that where we're sitting at right now, the only way you can keep your sanity is by creating. That's what your job is in this lifetime. You know, you're meant to create. So whether you're going to get paid to create or whether you're just going to create because that's what your heart's telling you to do, that's all I've been able to kind of get out of it. It's just, man, if you wake up every day and you have something new to create, it's going to make you feel good during the whole day, and you're going to have something that you're going to leave for the world. It's an imprint on the world that's there forever. So like when I tell you I've done 49 videos in this lockdown, you'll be surprised, like, yo, I'm not seen none. I've seen one. But I'm telling you, in 10 years from now, they will still be there, you know? So you can always look back at something and say, I created this and it's there for the world forever. It's like a Bob Marley spin-off, man. He did all that magical stuff. Nobody saw it when he was around, but once he's gone, they're like loving it. Yeah. So I think the idea was just to keep creating, and to every musician out there, it is just about having that faith and praying a lot and hoping that things do turn around and get better. But what can you do in the meantime? It's just create.
And I mean, I'm going to take you 10 years back when you launched your song Ban the Crooked Police, where, you know, you're talking about the Gujarat riot police, you're talking about the police who were involved in the Jessica Lal case. And, you know, it's an aggressive song. It's a fearless song. And I'm interested in this journey that you make, you know, like 10 years later, you're talking a lot more about healing, about looking inward, about giving and reaching out. I'm also wondering if, you know, there's a sense of hopelessness that also drives you to look inward and drives you to just sit down and sort of talk more about love than the energy you brought, you know, 10 years ago. I'm curious about this journey that you've made from Ban the Crooked Police to One World.
And firstly, I got family, I got kids, I got bills to pay. And when you start thinking about it honestly, really, it's like just before the One World song, there's been a song that I put out for justice, for, you know, Phoenix and Jayraj, the case that happened over here. Yeah. And that was a song called Silence is Not an Option. And it's on YouTube and it's really powerful. It talks about everything that is happening. That is also still there. But I guess as an individual, when I'm evolving and growing, there are certain aspects of me which are angry and which wanna, and rap is the best self-therapy to get it out. But at the same time, when there is so much nonsense going on around the world, wouldn't it be nice to hear something happy and positive for a change instead of turning on the news and seeing another calamity going on? So that was the idea, that if this can be one of those songs that can really make you smile, make you dance, and just make one person kind of for 5 minutes just kind of say, hey, the world may be better. That's all you're trying to do. So it's from a simple seed that sparks like that, that you kind of keep going with the flow and hopefully
and you've been actually bringing a lot of smile with your world's first rap kitchen that you've recently released also. Yeah. And your mother's Vatakaram recipe and rasam, and how did that happen? Are you also becoming a fantastic chef, or are you just rapping the recipes right now?
Well, okay, so I don't know about the word fantastic chef, but definitely I am rapping my recipes every day. I'm learning new stuff. So basically when I was in boarding school, I realized that, this food is not going to work out. I miss my mom's food so much. I would promise myself that I will learn to cook. I learned to cook. I've been cooking for a couple of years. Then when you're in the kitchen and you're cooking, it's just a natural instinct to want to listen to some hip hop or listen to some radio. And I don't know, we just thought that, wait a second, I know how much garlic to put. I know how much haldi powder to put. I know how much sambar masala to put. So what if I could just put this to a beat? And I tried it out, especially with this lockdown. I put out a couple of videos and then I made some bread. And I titled it saying, give us this day our daily bread, with a picture of me with a, bread coming out of the oven. And the number of likes and views and responses I got for that was more than my music, And I said, wait a second. So people want to talk about food. Let me go give them some food. And then I kind of realized jeera rasam and all these things, they have the stuff in them, the ingredients, which are going to help you be stronger during this time, which actually will work on a world level, not on a, my mom's Betakorma level, on a level of yo, take some haldi in that, and it's gonna boost up your immunity. And when you start like kovakai, right? Kovakai fry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's kovakai, dude. You eat kovakai, but when you say, I call it the ivy gourd curry, because in English kovakai is ivy gourd. So we say, now take the ivy gourd, chop it up. It sounds like, oh, that could be some master chef kind of a recipe going on, you know. So, but it's just a way to connect with what we grew up with and what we actually have inside us as Indians to share it with the world in the most entertainable way possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm actually very excited to go back and try your mother's Vatakarm recipe because I haven't been able to crack my own Vatakarm so far. But I also want to ask you, 2020 has been a very interesting year, to say the least. And apart from the pandemic, also we've had a lot of cases of police brutality, whether it's in Delhi or in the US. Are we going to see a second version of Ban the Crooked Police very soon?
So that's what I started to tell you about. Actually, the song, which is "Silence Is Not an Option," that is, to me, that is "Ban the Crooked Police" Part 2. I'm just taking it out for you to tell you, but I think more than bringing a song about it, it's not about how long are we going to keep singing about stuff. You know what I mean? It's like it has to happen from within. I mean, it's just society. When you see it, we don't talk to our kids about wanting to become policemen anymore. When I was a kid, I remember buying one of those uniforms and saying, yo, I have a policeman hat, I have the thing, I could be a police. You think it's something to look forward to, look up to. Today, there's no kid who's saying that. He wants to be a new Facebook man. He wants to be the guy who's going to the moon. He wants to, the literal person that you pick up the phone when there's somebody breaking down your door. He doesn't want to be that guy. And that guy is supposed to be the closest we have to security, to protection. He's supposed to be there for us. But that's not the world today. So I think by making these songs, yes, we may bring them to the awareness of it. But more than that, it's about just talking to them and letting them know that, listen, there were maybe 5 cops who were bad. But how do we know about the rest of the guys in that place, man? Why don't you go and talk to them? Why don't you do a journalist story on them is what I would tell them. It's like, find out about the good policemen. There are guys who stand at the traffic stand and they do some break dance and they let the now that's to me another cool aspect of a policeman. But we never highlight that. So it is sad, it's tough, and when it angers you, you gotta do something about it, rap about it, or get on the streets. But I think it's a dangerous world we live in as well. So you can only pray and hope that even the policemen watching out there, man, come on, we love you, yo. You just need to love us back.
Right. Yeah. On that note, I'm going to ask you if you could honor us with a little bit of your own rap and anything that you choose.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. We got to be thinking about what it is to live. We got to learn to give. Well, yeah. We got to be thinking about what it is to feel. All together we heal, feeling like something be going on. But is it true that we actually don't really know what be going on? It's like cases be rising and we just be flocking like sheep in a herd, and you hear it before there's a voice that you're hearing, a voice in the soul that's telling you what to do, telling you what to say. Is it the way the future is going to play? Are we all going to be sitting or setting examples? I wonder if samples are tested and positive cases are on the rise. Why we pretend like it's on a decline? Maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a sign. We need to be getting up, need to be getting on, need to be moving up, need to be getting strong, need to be more aware of the way off the world. All I got to say is maybe this is our turn. And if you want to hear more, you got to check out One World.
All right, Blaazey, this is an absolute blast. I really, truly hope that the song does amazing. And I'm going to go home and try that Vatakarm as soon as I can. Thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you so much. God bless.